Hi friends, welcome back to the Goose and Goose Knitting Podcast. My name is Ashley and I'm coming to you today in a little bit of a different location. But I thought that doing a video in front of my in front of my Christmas tree would be totally necessary for this time of year. And I might have to do my other bonus video for this month also in front of my Christmas tree. Just makes me happy. But, you know, it's pretty. It's really pretty. So I thought that, the year's starting to wind down. 2022 is starting to come to an end. 2023 is imminent. It's coming. And this is the time of year where we start to look at what are our making goals for the coming year. What have we accomplished in this year? So I thought it would be super fun to look back at what I was able to accomplish from my 2022 Make 9 and my goals and plans for my 2023 Make 9. So I have got a fat stack of sweaters, a work in progress, and a large bag of yarn to show you everything that I have worked on this year on my Make 9, what I'm currently working on from my Make 9, and what I want to make for my 2023 Make 9. So let's start obviously with what was on my 2022 Make 9. I'll pop up the image of it right here, and I've got it on my phone so that I can reference it throughout the video. Put up right here so you can see images from all of the designs that I wanted to make this year, and most of which I wasn't able to accomplish. We'll get to where I fell short at the end of this section. But those are all beautiful, and I was really hoping to integrate all of them into my day-to-day wardrobe. And for the most part, I think I was able to. So let's start talking about what we have here. We'll run through them in the order that I worked on them. Not the order that they're pictured out here, just in order of when I worked on them. So first project, and obviously I do want to preface this by saying that I worked on a lot more projects than this in 2022. These are just the ones that I started the year off with that I wanted to make throughout the year. There were more projects that popped up throughout the year that got added to the list that I wanted to make, some of which I made right away, some of which got added to my 2023 Make 9. We'll get to it. So right now, let's just focus on these 9, and then we'll get to more later. So we'll start with the first project that I made on this list in 2022. Should I make a counter for how many times I say 2022 and 2023 in this video? It's gonna be overwhelming. It's gonna be too many. It's great. First one up is the the Cable Crush Hoodie by Knititude, who is Chantel Miyagishima. If you don't know who Knititude is, you probably do. Even if you don't, you probably do. So I'll pop up some B-roll here of me wearing it. It is a oversized bat wing hoodie it's a sweatshirt. It is a cozy sweatshirt. I love this. And I knit it using Vitalana Ambient Worsted in the color Titian, and it's just a 100% Highland wool. And it's just like this yellowy tan color. And the whole thing has a panel of cables down the front, and then there's the hood, and down the back. And they're just easy. Same cable over and over again, easy cables. So this was a great kind of, let's start the year off good. It's a worsted weight sweater, so I think it took me 3 weeks start to finish. And it did introduce me to a hood for the first time. This was the first time I did a hood, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was different. This one is huge. It fits my bun, like that I keep on top of my head, in it, which is pretty rare for a hoodie. And I think like it just comes together at the top with, I think, a 3-needle bind off. And then you pick up all around it to make a casing for the hood strings. And I never made the hood strings. You can just do, it's an I-cord, and it just goes in, but I got lazy at the end and I didn't make them. But that's fine, because I usually like play with my hoodie strings and I don't want to mess this up, and I feel like this is non-superwash, so I feel like rubbing like that against the casing and right on the edge right here, I thought I would mess with it. So I might at some point like thread a ribbon through there. I think that would look very cute. I've seen somebody else do that, but I don't feel a need for it. I don't think that it's very necessary. So that was the first project on my Make 9 that I made this year. And then the sleeves, the short little sleeves, it's just ribbing all the way down. It's very nice. I took a little bit of a break from my Make 9 for, I want to say like 3 months after that, 2 months. I knit another sweater that I'm obsessed with, the Souffle by Laura Penrose. I can't believe that I blanked on that so hard. I got selected to test the original Souffle tee by Laura Penrose, and I'm obsessed with it. But then the next sweater that I knit on my Make 9 is the Love Note by Tin Can Knits. Oh my gosh, it is so wrinkled. It's really wrinkled. It's bad. Oh, but it's so soft. I love how this feels. This is so cute. So I knit this using Cascade Heritage in the color Mossy Rock and Knit Pixel Loft in the color Labyrinth. So this was like, honestly, probably a $30 sweater because of using 2 really affordable yarns. Because Cascade is, I think, like $11 or $12 for a 100-gram skein, and I used like 1.5, and the Aloft I think is like $7, and I might have used like 3. It's pretty cheap, pretty cheap project. And it was made even cheaper because I made mine short sleeved. I was going to do the 3/4 sleeve that's in the project images. I just decided, as I was getting close to the end, I was like, it's late spring. It's like almost May. I am tired of this, even though this project's so quick. It took me like 2 weeks. I don't want to knit sleeves, so I didn't. And I still absolutely love it. You can see the color does marl a little bit. The mohair is a little bit deeper than the fingering yarn, and the fingering yarn is also a little bit more yellowy green. But again, don't mind it. Green is my favorite color, and I just wanted it to be, I really enjoy all the different tones that pop up in it. They are too solid though. So the one thing that I really am disappointed with this though is that the Aloft sheds a lot, and that hasn't been my experience with any other mohair. And even the other time that I've used Aloft, I knit a hat with it and it's fine. But this one, like, it sheds a lot and it gets everywhere. Like, I don't want to wear this out often because of how bad that it sheds. And I kind of feel bad, like, getting it all over people's house or car or whatever. So I do want to knit another one of these in the future. I want to knit many more of these. I would love to do an all black one. I feel like that would be so chic. At the 3/4 length sleeve, I want to do one in another short sleeve one in a cotton DK weight yarn. That I actually have some cotton DK weight yarn that the color isn't my favorite, but I want to over dye it so the color will be my jam, and I want to make another one in that because I think that it would be such, like, it's light, it's drapey, it's such a nice summer garment. The mohair makes it less of a nice summer garment because it makes it very warm, and then it sheds. So I don't know if it's just like a batch issue with the yarn that I received, or if when I blocked it, that it washed weird. I'm not quite sure. If you have any ideas for me, please leave them down below. Because as it is, it's pretty bad. But the next sweater that I knit was like almost immediately after this one. This is the Cat Bells cardigan by Pip and Pin, who is Megan Nodecker. Absolutely lovely cardigan. I wear this all the time. It is 100% a wardrobe staple, which was my intention when I made it, is I want something that I can wear all the time. Always, all the time. Put it over everything, just perfect throw over, pair with everything cardigan. And it is. So I was just a little bit disappointed in myself when I decided to start it at the end of April, because then I didn't have it until June. And this is not a summer cardigan. Like, I didn't get to wear it really until 3 months after I finished it. But it was lovely for fall. Absolutely lovely. For winter now too. Fantastic. And I knit this in the Fiber Co's Cumbria in the color Barrow. And there are so many colors in this yarn. It is definitely picking up way more yellow than it is. It is a deep brown. I don't know. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's it. I wanted to get it up close so you can see all of the marling in it. So it is a 60% wool, 30% masham, and 10% mohair. So it has just this tiniest little bit of a halo, but it feels very rustic while being so soft and luxurious. I was worried when I was knitting it that it would be scratchy on my skin, but once I soaked it in some wool wash, delightful. Absolutely delightful. You just needed a little bit of lanolin. But it's really nice. The weird thing about this pattern though is the sizing seems to be off. So I am I have a 41.5 inch bust, which typically is about a size large or extra large, just depending on the ease, what kind of fit that I want with it. Usually I go with a size large or extra large on a pattern. So the recommended ease on this, I think, was 3 inches. I knit a size small. because that was what 44 inches bust was. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but it was really nice to knit a small print once. Made me feel real good about myself for 5 seconds until I remembered it does not matter. It quite literally does not matter. But yeah, I love this. Let's see. The only thing that I really modified for it was I decided not to do the pockets on the front. Which I kind of feel like when I have pockets on the front of a cardigan at along, like this is so long that I'm holding my arm all the way up and you can't see the bottom of it still, which I love a long line cardigan. But when I have a pocket on the bottom of a long cardigan like that, I'm going to want to put my phone in it, and then it like pulls down and sags, and I really didn't want that temptation. I wanted to keep this, you know, nice and cozy, and I didn't want to mess with the gauge as much. And it turned out good. So I just went and made myself a cup of apple cider. And in the process of doing so, I discovered that one of our mugs has a massive spiral crack all the way around it, and it spews hot water everywhere. So that was a fun little cleanup and discovery. Obviously not this mug, but the other one did end up in the garbage now. But I've got some apple cider now, and it feels all cozy, which is perfect timing for a summer garment, right? So this is a tank top. This is the Gelato tank top. It is called tank top by Gabrielle Vesna. Ooh, and it has been folded up since summer ended, so it has all those really cute crease marks. Maybe I should steam it. Just for me to go wear it for 30 seconds and then go put it back in the drawer until summer. But I knit this in Vitellana Linen Jewel, which is also a knit crate yarn that I was using up. It is 50% wool, 30% linen, and 20% silk, and this is in the color Oasis. It's a bright blue mint color. And this lace panel, super fun to knit. Really cute. It was a lot of effort to try and keep up with increasing the sides here while doing the chart and increasing on both sides. It did get a little confusing, but once I figured it out, we were all good. And then it has this cute little twisted stitch detail that goes all the way down, and a twisted stitch detail all the way down the back. Just to keep a little bit of interest. And I cord straps. So this is really nice. I love this tank top a lot. I do have to wear a like solid bralette underneath because of the lace panel. I can't wear a normal bra. I don't prefer to wear a normal bra with it, so it's fine. The one thing that I really don't like about this though is the underarm. Very deep. It is very deep. I wish it was maybe like take off this much of it. So not really much that I can do about that now, but I'm always going to wear it with a bralette style tank top or bralette style bra anyway, so it's not like it's that big of a deal, but it is a detail that kind of bothers me a little bit. Other than that, I really love this. It's super drapey. It's very comfortable to wear. The linen and silk and merino, all beautiful, beautiful fibers that work together. And I don't know if I'll be able to catch it on camera at all, but you can kind of see that the linen little pieces stick. There's a good one right here. Yeah, like right here, they stick out a little bit, and it's a little bit like you can feel the linen in it, and it's really, really lovely. I knit this in the size 6. Yeah, I'm very excited to have this next summer, because obviously right now it is cold and gross and rainy and not really tank top season. And that's not like, this is a kind of out of my comfort zone color. I used it because it's what I had in my stash, and I received it in a knit crate. I only used like 1.5 skeins of fingering weight yarn for this, so it is a very cost-effective project. I think it would look really beautiful with a variegated or speckled sock yarn too. But this isn't my typical color palette, and this especially is not my typical color palette in the winter. I definitely go more towards deeper, moodier colors. Year round, I do anyways. Jewel tones are my favorite to wear, but especially in the winter, bright aqua, mint, not something that I usually reach for. And the last project in my Make 9 for this year that I have finished is the Arcuate vest by Carissa Lamb. Now, if you have watched the podcast before, you have heard me say many things about this project. Here it is in all its glory. It's beautiful. Like, it looks great. The yarn is fantastic. It's lovely. Let's review. Okay, so I don't recommend this pattern. We'll start there. This is not, it was not tech edited, it was not reviewed, it doesn't look like it was tested at all. There are a lot of grammatical and spelling errors in the pattern itself, but that's not a reason not to use it. The reason not to use it is that it's not written well. I believe this was the first pattern this designer put out, and it wasn't written in a way that is clear. Like, I'll link my Ravelry project pages for all of these below, and you can see in my notes that, like, I modified things so that it would fit better. I start off my notes with instructions are kind of unclear. I could not get these stitches to line up with the number that the pattern says they should be. And looking through other people who have knit this pattern, I'm not alone. This seems to be fairly common. So, and then let's jump over to the yarn that I used real quick before we jump back into the pattern itself. I used, yet again, another knit crate yarn. This is Odine Wool's Bloom in the color Forget Me Not, which is 80% alpaca, 10% silk, 10% camel, which I've never worked with camel before, and this yarn is beautiful. This yarn is so lovely. It's a DK weight yarn, and I wish I had bought a full sweater quantity instead of a sweater vest quantity. I would have loved a sweater in this. So, again, the instructions were unclear on how much yarn was necessary, so I didn't even know if I would have enough to finish the whole thing, and I was really concerned about that. And so it's too short for me. I knit it to pattern, which I no for me is usually bad news. I normally need to add like at least 2 or 3 inches, at least. And so this hits me at a really weird spot on my body. I tried to block it out, and instead of blocking from the bottom, the fabric and the construction of the garment decided that it was necessary to block it from the V, so it fits weird more now that it's blocked. And I debated back and forth while I was knitting it, and I talked about it in podcast episodes where I was like, oh, I hate it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I think it'll look great when it's done. Oh, I don't know if I'm actually going to wear this. And in my final thoughts, when I finished knitting it on the podcast, I think I said, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to try and make it work, try and make some things work. We are 3 months out now, I think, since I finished it. And I've made some decisions. I'm not going to keep it. I am going to gift it to probably my best friend. I'm going to see if she'll want it. Her body proportions, like her torso, is more standard than mine is, so I think this would fit her very well, and I think it would fit her style very well. If she doesn't want it, someone will. Last case resort, I can donate it to Goodwill. Probably won't. It'll find a good home. But I still want a slip-over, pullover style thing in my wardrobe. Because once I started trying this on, I loved how it looked. Like, it was cute. It just wasn't right. So I would love to try to find something that is right for me and for my wardrobe. And to find a yarn that is as soft and as delightful and beautiful as this. I loved it. And I'm so sad that I'm parting ways with it. So it is what it is. Not all projects are going to turn out as they should. So shall we look at the project for my Make 9 that I'm working on right now? I started this last week. Not even last week. I started this like 2 days ago. This is the Magnolia Bloom by Camilla Vad. And I'm using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted in Merlot Heather and Knitting for Olive Claret. Beautiful. Stunning. They look so good together. Like this. Now let's not lose stitches. Together, they look like this. It's just gonna look so pretty when it's done. I'm really excited for it. I'm midway through a row right now, so it's not the best, but I am on a little bobble section, and it's only on a 16-inch circular, so it's a little bit scrunched up. It's almost time to move on to a bigger cord. But knitting this already has been an adventure. It has been an adventure. An adventure in gauge. I've never had so many issues trying to find an appropriate gauge before. I don't know where I put my swatches. Doesn't matter. And I'll talk about this more in depth on my podcast episode next week. But this has been interesting. It's been real interesting trying to find appropriate gauge. The first swatch I made, I really loved the fabric, but the gauge was way off, and I didn't have the capacity to try and figure out the math for it. Next swatch I made, the gauge was dead on. I hated the fabric. It was so gapey and loose and drapey. It wasn't it. Third swatch I made, good enough. The gauge was close enough. I can make that work. So, and the fabric was, it wasn't as perfect as the first swatch, but I'll make it work. It'll still be really cozy, really nice. I cast it on, and because my gauge was just slightly off, I needed to size up 1. So I am making the extra large size. And got through the first 5 rows of the neckline and realized that I cast on the wrong size. So this has been a headache now for the last couple days, but I decided to fix it by, instead of doing the rolled hem, just putting it in half, the number of rows in half, and did a straight neckline. And then on the first row after the ribbing, I did a rapid increase to the number of stitches that I should have been at. It'll be fine. I'll try it on in a little bit once I get through just a little bit more of the yoke. But because I'm not doing the folded over neckband, that gets rid of a little bit of bulk, and I think that that'll turn out just fine. And this is plenty stretchy to get over my head and neck. So this will be done for Christmas, which is in 15 days, 2 weeks from now. It'll be done for Christmas. Not worried about that at all. I've heard so many people tell me that this project is an easy 2-week project. So that's what I need. It will absolutely be done by the end of the year, but Christmas is the goal, the absolute goal. So I would kind of wanted to wait until it was done to film this video, but I didn't. It is what it is. It absolutely is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, my cider's like the perfect temperature now. Great. Okay. So you'll have noticed that that was only 6 sweaters, and I had a make 9. So I did not complete 3 of the sweaters on my make 9. So I have made the executive decision I still want all 3 of those, so I'm going to transfer them to my make 9 for next year. So those 3 are the first 3 entries for my 2023 make 9. And I did decide to do 9 sweaters for my 2022 make 9. I was not that ambitious for my 2023 make 9 after I saw that I only got through 6. So I have 6 sweaters and 3 accessories on my 2023 make 9. So we will start with the 3 sweaters that I did not get to this year. And I pulled 1 skein of each yarn for the projects for next year so that I can show you all of my plans. We'll start with this one because it's on top. Oh, all 3 of the ones that I needed were on top. That's awesome. Okay, so this is and as I will pop up a picture here. Pop up a picture here of all 9 of my 2023 make 9, so we get the same preview as my 2022 make 9. So cute, so cute. Oh, I love it. Oh, I know that one. Oh, what's that? Oh. Okay, so moving on. Let's start talking about them. We'll start off with Cotton Grass by The Petite Knitter. Not Petite Knits, The Petite Knitter. And I think this is so cute. It's a little colorwork yoke. I love colorwork. If you don't know, it's one of my 2 favorite knitting techniques, colorwork and brioche. Love it. So much fun. So Cotton Grass by The Petite Knitter. And I'm going to be doing the version that's on the right here, where the neckline is the contrast color. And that's just so I can save some yarn. I don't need to buy a whole extra skein of the main color. You'll have enough in my 1 skein of contrast color. So these are the 2 colors that I'll be knitting this in. This is Juniper Moon Farms Patagonia. It is organic merino, 100% wool, 100% organic, non-mule sling. It's a DK weight. It's really, really lovely. It doesn't feel like a lot of other merinos that I've worked with, but it's still like, it feels grippy, but it doesn't feel rustic. So pretty. So this is in the color Seaweed and Mustard. Green and yellow, my two favorites. So this, again, this is the Cotton Grass by the Petite Knitter. The next sweater that I wanted to do this year, but we'll do next year, is Wool and Honey by Andrea Mowry. I think this is such a cute sweater. This looks like such a good like sweatshirt sweater, but it's a fingering weight sweater, so it's not going to be too heavy. And I've heard a lot of people say that like you have to do the sweater in the yarn that's recommended for it, which is a Brooklyn tweed yarn. I want to say it's Arbor. I don't remember, but it's a Brooklyn tweed yarn. I don't have the Brooklyn tweed budget, so I went with Knit Picks because that's what I do. This is Knit Picks palette, which like they recommend the Brooklyn tweed yarn because if it's so grippy and how you have to do the honeycomb technique, it helps grip it together. And I've had pretty good success with palette gripping together. So this is the color Shawl, which is a dark teal. And I don't wear a lot of blue, but I thought this color was so pretty. And I thought like with my orange hair, I think it would look really good. Really good. And I'm excited to make that. And that might be one of the first couple ones I do next year. I think that'll be done in early 2023 because I'm excited to make it. And the last one that I didn't get to, but will, is going to be the First Sweater by Lizzie Hester. And this is everywhere. Everybody has seen this. And I'm going to go for a little bit of a variegated one. I don't think that this one is going to be sooner because I need to order a couple more skeins of my mohair. But this is also going to be, the sweater's done with a strand of fingering and a strand of mohair. So I have Knit Picks palette, again, for my fingering. And this is in the color Hair Heather. Pretty basic kind of tan, kind of creamy color. And my mohair is Hobby Diablo Wild Print. Color number on here is 22, but I know that their colors have names too. I want to say this is like Sand Fox. So it has like a lot of really fun pinks and yellows and browns. I'm really excited to see what this yarn looks like worked up. Like I'm really excited to see, and I think that with a plain sweater body and kind of ribbed, I think it's half fisherman rib down the sleeve, I think it'll look so cool. And I haven't seen a lot of people knit a variegated version of the sweater. Everybody that I've seen knit it has been in a solid. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like as a solid. Or not as a solid, as a variegated, because nobody really has. So that'll be very fun. So let's do, oh, should we do the 3 accessories and then we'll do the three new sweaters? Yeah, let's do that. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, so first one is something that has been on my list for so long, since it came out last November, December, last year. This is the Kraken Cowl by Mary Hunt. And I have expressed to y'all before, I'm a huge Seattle Kraken fan. Love my boys, love hockey, and I was so excited when we finally got a hockey team in Seattle, an NHL team in Seattle. I've been a WHL fan since birth, quite literally. Seattle Thunderbirds are my team. Everett sucks. Thank you very much. And if you get that reference, we could be friends. If you don't worry about it. It's fine. So I was going to do it in Seattle Kraken colors, which I got. So this is a Knit Picks Swish DK in the color Wonderland Heather, Mimic, and Serrano. So the bulk of the cowl will be in these two, and then I think the border is going to be in the red, and then I'm going to duplicate stitch the eyes in the red so that it's like the Kraken logo, because we love a fan. We love an intense cryptid hockey team vibe. And I wanted so bad to have it done for the start of the season this year so that I could wear it to a game. Because we went to the first game of the season and we haven't gone to a game since. And we don't currently have plans to go to another game. We very well might end up going to another game. But I need to have it done. It needs to be done. Okay, next up is one that has also been on my I really want to make that list for a long time. And I keep coming back to it, and then I'm like, no, I'll deal with it later. I'm going to force myself to deal with it because I want it and I want to make it. But I don't know what yarn to use yet. So this is the Brioche-alicious by Andrea Mowry. And I have my main color. This is Knit Picks Twill Fingering in the color Horchata Heather. And I figured this was just a good creamy neutral that I could pair so many different yarns with. And I just haven't picked what to pair with it yet. And I probably won't pick until I cast it on. And it's probably going to be like just scraps. I'll figure it out. I'll deal with it later. The last one, this is probably the one that I'm most excited for on this list. This is going to be my wedding shawl. I'm getting married in January of 2024, and so obviously this needs to be done next year. I need to do this next year. And we're getting married in January, so it's going to be cold. So I need something cozy for outside pictures, and I want to make myself something special. So this is the Poet Shawl by Sari Nordland, and this looks so big and cozy and squishy, and like the detail on it is so pretty. I don't have a dress yet, but I have a vision in mind for what I want my dress to look like, and I thought that this would go really well with the kind of general details that I want on a dress. I may eat with my words, but you know what? I think that this is fine. And I decided to go with this color. This is Knit Picks Capra DK weight yarn. It's an 85% merino and 15% cashmere. It is so soft. It is so lovely. And this is the color Hemlock Heather. And I did decide to go for this kind of dark foresty emeraldy green because this is what my bridal party is wearing. And I decided not to do white because I don't want to spill something on it. I don't want to get it dirty. I want to wear it afterwards too. And like I said earlier, green is my favorite color. so I'm more inclined to wear green than I am to wear white. Oh my gosh, this is so soft. And you know, it's Knit Picks, so I feel good about spending a lot of money or buying a bunch of skeins. I think I needed like 12 skeins for it. So lovely, 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 lovely. I'm so excited to make it. I'm planning right now on casting it on the, I can't call it an anniversary because it hasn't happened yet, but the 1 year out from our wedding date. I want to cast it on. I think that'll be so cute. So that'll be coming up end of January. I'll be casting that on. I'm excited. I'm excited to make it. I'm excited to have it. Excited to get married. I really love my fiance. Not to be cheesy or anything. But... So, okay, so 3 sweaters left. This is the Cozy Classic Light by Jessie Made Designs. And I'm going to do a fun little stripey kind of thing using these 3. Look at how, we got to give each of these their own moment. So first one is Coast to Coast Yarn Co. in Polypore on her signature sock, which is 100% superwash merino, 4-ply, 438 yards per 100 grams. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we have another Coast to Coast Yarn Co. in Foraging Gold. Look at those speckles. Wait for it. This little group of speckles right here absolutely murder me. Beautiful. These 2 are from her Mush Club collection, so they're all mushroom. Okay, so there's the first 2, and the last one is Grenouille Co. The Black Forest. That is what it says. She hand wrote it, so it took me a second for my brain to register some letters. The Black Forest on a 85% superwash merino, 15% Donegal nep, 438 yards per 100 grams. Just this deep, deep, dark, moody green with these super pretty tweed. So, little stripey moment with these 3. I'm so excited for this one too. I think this will be so nice. So excited. I'm so excited for all of these. I keep saying that. I'm so excited. Not the last one. The last 2 that I have. This right here is the Halu by Caitlin Hunter. I think this sweater might be like the prettiest sweater ever. So pretty. And I went with a color that is very similar to the original color that Caitlin Hunter used in her original sample. Can't really call this bright. It's kind of a more like a, I don't know, like it's a nice orange. Rustic orange maybe? It's definitely showing up a lot brighter than it is. Like on camera, I feel like this looks like gritty orange. It's definitely not. It's more like a rusty orange. This is Knit Pick Swish in the... Okay, I only have a couple minutes left on this memory card, so let's try and wrap it up. It's a good thing I only have 1.5 sweaters left. So, I think that like the V-neck is very unique. I know that she came out with the Easy V earlier this year that has the same design, and adding the lace to it was kind of her like follow-up, I guess. But I also feel like it's kind of like a little bit similar to Magnolia bloom, but it still feels very unique. I'm so excited to make this. I'm so excited to have this. I'm so excited. So excited. All right, last sweater for my Make 9 in 2022. This is the Forsythian by Jennifer Steingass. I think this is so cute. I really like the kind of wheat detail on here. Not wheat. I'm gonna guess that it's probably like forsythian leaves. I don't want to call them flowers because they're not really flowers. But like, I feel like it looks like wheat. But let's keep with the orange theme. This is my palette. Oh my gosh. This is my palette. We got my main color. This is Knit Picks High Desert Sport in the color Quail. And this is my first contrast color. This is the first time that I'm going to be using Spin Cycle. This is dyed in the wool in the color Stay Out of the Forest. And I actually feel so lucky when I bought this. It was on the local yarn shop tour. So one of the shops was up in Bellingham, where the Spin Cycle store is, where their Spin Cycle's located. And Spin Cycle itself wasn't on the yarn shop tour, but I was gonna stop by there anyways, and because I've like, of course I want to buy some Spin Cycle. It's so exciting. I want to go see it. But the shop that I ended up going to right before Spin Cycle had, because Spin Cycle was opening up a couple blocks away, they were clearancing out all of their Spin Cycle yarns. So I bought this for like 30% off. I was like, yes, yes. And of course I love it. And it has this little bit of blue in it. So I thought that it would look really pretty with this as the little detail color. This is Fidalgo Artisan Yarn and Clothing, which is another local yarn shop that I went to on the tour. 1 foot, 2 foot is the base, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and it's called Early Morning at the Green. I think it's so pretty. So, Forsythian. So excited to make that. So that is all I've got for my 2022 Make 9. I was able to accomplish a lot, and my goals for my 2023 Make 9. And I really hope that I can get through it next year. And I hope the inclusion of 3 accessories on top of just the garments makes it a little easier for myself. So leave a comment down below. Tell me what your goals were for this year and what are your goals for next year. I'd love to hear. So give this video a like, comment down below about your goals, and subscribe. And I will be so excited to see you guys next time. Bye.